What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Tim Sports Talk. And today we're doing another mock draft react, where I'm going to go through and look at other people's mock drafts and basically grade them as if it was the real draft and see how I would feel if I came away with their mock. If you like this concept, hit the like button. Also, let me know if there's other content creators or other websites or other places that, hey, maybe you really liked their draft or hated their draft. You want to see what I think about them? Let me know in the comments below. Could be other YouTube content creators or other people. Send me their drafts or send me in their direction, and I will go through and grade their drafts. So this one is up. I'm doing the Hogs Haven draft, and we're gonna hop right into it. So I'm gonna bring up my notes of each of their draft picks. They made some moves. They did some stuffs. Let's see here. All right. So obviously their number 2 overall pick, I do believe they also would go quarterback. In this particular mock draft, this time they go Drake Maye. Drake Maye, to me, just this guy screams bust. I think that people are looking at his stature, his size, and think, oh, this guy is the next big thing. And you see that every year. The Mitch Trubisky's of the world, the DeMarcus Russells, or the whoever of, they have all the attributes of a great quarterback, right? The 6'4", almost 6'5", 240 pounds, or 223 pounds according to this, but almost 6'5", strong arm, all these things. But I just go back to what Kirk Benkart called him. He said he's Mason Rudolph with less accuracy. Like, this guy's pocket awareness is not it. He has some good plays, like some creative plays. The one where he threw it left-handed into the end zone. He does have a strong arm, but at times he's inaccurate. His footwork needs work. I think he needs a ton of help. I think at pick 2, this is an overdraft. I think there's potential there. I'm not saying that he has zero potential at the next level, because he does have those attributes. But to me, this is a guy that, yeah, no, it ain't it for me. I'm getting this a C-, because there is potential, but I am not a fan of this pick. Next up, he makes a big trade. He goes up to pick number 21, where he trades the number 36 pick and a first rounder for next year. And grading just the trade, we're not looking at the player yet, but just the trade chart says this basically is valuing our next year's first round pick as an early third this year, which to me seems way undervaluing our first round pick, right? If you look at the trade values per se, and now those aren't a perfect science, but man, it's not even worth, we didn't move up enough to even make it worth a second rounder at the very least. So trading up a first rounder was not it. I would rather just get rid of pick number 67 if I was going to make this move. So I'm giving this trade a C. I don't mind trading back into the first round. It's nice to have the 5th-year option, go get a better player. I just think we just gave too much to move all the way up to pick 21. So I'm giving it a C. Next up, we can see here, he goes with a tackle, and it's Tyler Guyton, who played right tackle at Oklahoma. He is a massive human being, nearly 6'8", 322 pounds, huge, right? And super long arms, over 34-inch arms, classic for a really good tackle. You want those long arms to be able to create space between you and the defensive end. And but to me, this guy is a project. When I went and watched the film, of course he is 6'8", but his pad's super high, low man wins. He reaches a bunch, which you find him extremely off balance and just all over the place. Blocking in space was terrible. People were just running around him, and he looked lost at times. He got pushed around in pass pro. So even though he's 322 pounds, he's really thin at 6'8". Like, he's a thin 322 pounds, if that makes sense. I mean, 6'8", it's not like you're a huge build. So he's kind of top heavy. Yeah. To me, this is a guy that's like a 3rd round pick at most, a guy that has some potential, like things to work with. He's got the size, he's got the length. He clearly has a good punch at times, but he is such a project that In the run game, he barely got push. To me, this is a D grade. I mean, I'm not even including the trade in there. I'm just evaluating pick 21, Tyler Guyton, and this is a D trade. If you combine them, this is a big fat F. I mean, trading an over trade and not a good pick. Yeah, but for now, it's a D grade on the tackle. Moving on to their first pick in the second round. This is pick number 40. We have Darius Robinson, defensive end out of Missouri, and he's got great size at 6'5", 285 pounds, so he can hold the edge in the run game. He can get after the passer, but he's not. He's good. Has very good explosion for his size. Considering his size, I think his relative athletic score was actually pretty high. It was 9.6 out of 10. So his relative athletic score was extremely high, but he's not a guy that explodes off the line that really is going to shock tackles with his speed. He's more of a bull rush pass rusher. So he can get after the quarterback, but he's not going to be somebody that's an elite sack, third down specialist or any means. But he could be an every down edge rusher. So I do like that about him. Again, he was stout against the run. He had a ton of tackles at his position. He good in the run game. He could also be moved inside, like especially on third downs. He's got good enough weight at 285 pounds, maybe even add another 5'10", where he can handle the guards inside, not get pushed around if they run on third. But yet he can still be a dude that can rush the passer from the inside, kind of like a Jonathan Allen type build he has there. So as far as a pure edge rusher, I don't think he's an elite potential player there, but I think he could be a very, very good player at the next level. So I actually gave this an A. We need more rotational dudes at the edge spot, but also could be moved inside. So some position flex, position utility there. And Dan Quinn, I think, could really use this dude in many different ways. And it's probably not even far off from a Dorrance Armstrong at times, where Dorrance Armstrong is not the most prolific pass rusher, but he flashes on the screen and makes a lot of good plays last year for Dallas. Similar for Darius Robinson. He makes a lot of great plays for Missouri and great size. I like it. Gave it an A on the second round pick. The third round pick, we're going with Ben Sinnott, Kansas State tight end, 6'4", 250 pounds. Now, let me tell you about this pick. I wrote down OMG, exclamation point. This is the guy, double exclamation point. I love this pick. Okay, Ben Sinnott is the tight end. I think he might be the number one tight end. I know Brock Bowers getting a lot of love. This dude is legit, okay? His combine was off the charts. He was 90 percentile, and he was fantastic athlete. Does this show what he was? I mean, you can see here, vertical jump, 40 inches as a tight end. That's in the 99th percentile. Broad jump was 10.6, three cone 6'8", phenomenal athlete. Obviously, great size. We just talked about 6'4", 250 pounds. Great hands. The guy can go up and go get it. He's a red zone threat. He's also a great blocker. There's times that they pulled him and he's knocking dudes on their butt, pancake style. I mean, even one play, he banged the dude, knocked him to the ground, and then got up to another guy and blocked him so this quarterback could run into the end zone untouched. Dude can block. Dude can hustle. Dude can be a great threat in the pass game. Is he a dude that's going to win a bunch of one-on-one matchups? No. But if he gets the right matchup, yeah, he can. Like if you match him up against a linebacker, he's got the athleticism to make plays one-on-one in that situation. Like you better bring a safety down to this guy. Otherwise, you're going to have a long day. But if it's a zone, this guy could totally find the openings in the zone, be a sure-handed guy. Love Ben Sinnott. A+ draft pick. I wouldn't even be mad if we drafted him at pick 40 after I've looked into this dude. If we got him at pick 67, I think that's an absolute steal and huge pick here if we got a Ben Sinnott, because we need tight ends for sure, and this guy could be the tight end of the future. All right. You may think I like that pick. All right, moving on. We're going to pick number 101, our third round compensatory pick, and he went with the Kyrie Jackson, cornerback out of Oregon, and talk about great size, 6'4", 194 pounds, but he didn't have the longest arms. He had 32-inch arms, so his wingspan is only okay. but still really good height. Not the quickest at a 4.5 flat speed at the 40-yard dash, but he had a ton of tackles as a corner, can come up and make the open field tackle. He has experience in man and zone. He has the ability to switch sides as well. He played both sides of the field. I thought he did a really good job pressing, and when they were running deep on him, staying in phase, getting his head around at the right time, punching the ball away. He had 3 interceptions this year. He was at Alabama. He transferred to Oregon, but 3 interceptions this year, 7 pass breakups. I thought he actually looked very, very good, and I think that a late 3rd round grade on this dude is completely reasonable. I think this is a guy that Dan Quinn would really like to have in his defense. You could even comp to a dude with that size to a Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs was a little bit faster in the 40, but this could be his version of Trayvon Diggs in a Kyrie Jackson, and we know how many interceptions that guy had over there, and Joe Witt, I think, would love to have this guy to work with. So I gave this pick an A. Corner's a need, and I think he's a very versatile corner and could be a very good player out of the late 3rd, especially value. I'm giving it an A. Next up, pick 103. So just a couple picks later. And he also says that we made a trade with Benjamin St-Juste. This obviously didn't happen, but you never know. Maybe we add a 5th round some other way. But for now, this is still round 4, pick 103, Christian Mahogany out of Boston College, offensive guard, 6'3", 314 pounds. Now, this was a little bit older of a mock draft a couple weeks ago, but at the same time, and the reason I mention that is because we have signed a bunch of interior offensive linemen. So do we go another one in the draft? To be determined. But let me tell you, this guy was a beast, okay? Another pick. I would be shocked if he's there in the 4th round, okay? If we take him with one of our 3rds, I wouldn't be mad either. Because this guy, dude, he would punish dudes when he was the pulling guard. Always won the line of scrimmage, and I'm watching him against Boston College. I watched him against Florida State. So this is one of the top defenses in the country, and he is always winning the matchup, always pushing him back the other direction. He didn't look at this stat. 422 pass block snaps, 0 sacks allowed, 0 QB hits allowed. Tremendous in the pass pro, tremendous in the run game. As I said, he just always moving forward, always winning he's tough as nails. He also had tremendous numbers at the combine. He was in the 80th percentile of everything except for the 3-cone drill, which I think he was like at the 73 percentile. So really, really good athlete. Dude, this is a dude that whoever gets this guy is going to get a fantastic guard. I don't really like drafting guards. I would rather draft a center that has the ability to play guard, because then you can get the position flex. But at the same time, you're not going to complain if you end up with a Christian Mahogany. So, man, that's 4 straight A's in a row. After flopping the 1st round, in my opinion, the middle of this draft was absolutely phenomenal. Okay? Absolutely phenomenal for Hogs Haven. All right, moving on. Round 5. Pick number 139, Marist Liafau, Notre Dame. I think they pronounced it foul, actually, when I was watching the games. But 6'2", 235 pounds. He wasn't a fantastic athlete at the combine. He did not do great. He's a big hustle dude. He's also a smart. He understands the position. He's always in the right spot at the right time. But production was horrible as a linebacker. He had like 30-something tackles and 3 sacks. So as a linebacker, you would either want to see, if he's outside linebacker, you want to see a bigger sack total. If he's an inside linebacker, you want to see more tackles in the run game. He didn't have very good production at all. He played 11 games last season. He's a guy that I was not particularly impressed with. Not overly. He doesn't really do much for you. I mean, it's a 5th round pick. How harshly you're going to grade it? You got to evaluate the value there. I am not a fan of this guy. I don't really see him being a dude that really makes noise at the next level. And he didn't even really make noise at the college level. So to me, this is a C grade. We always need linebackers. I don't really think this guy is it. So I gave it a C. Not the most exciting pick here in the 5th round. Moving on, this is the extra pick that he got from the Benjamin St. Juste trade he made. So we're still going to evaluate it as if it happened. You never know. We may end up with more picks. We have round 5, pick 145, Marcus Rosemy Jackson, Georgia, wide receiver. He's 6'1", 195-ish pounds. This stat was incredible. He only had 2 drops out of 102 targets in his career, but he lacked production at the college level. His combine results were absolutely horrible. Like 4.8 40-yard dash, and on tape he's not blowing anybody away either with his size with his speed and athleticism. He's more of a zone beating wide receiver, but he's a sure-handed dude. It's a late rounder, again, 5th round pick. Not somebody that I would be really interested in at the wide receiver position. I don't need the fastest dude in the world in round 5, but can I get a little bit better than 4.8? Like, an explosion was not great either. His 10-yard split was bad. So he's not even getting off the ball. It's not like he's quicker more than fast. He's kind of neither. So he's a guy that I am not really interested in at the wide receiver position. He doesn't give us super height either, where he could be a big red zone threat. To me, this is a guy that has a big uphill battle to get to the next level. But again, how harshly you're going to grade a 5th round pick? I'm going to give it a C. We do need receivers, and maybe he has a shot as a sure-handed dude. Can't complain there. If it doesn't matter how good of an athlete you are, if you can't catch, then you're worthless. So even if you can get open in zone, and if every time we throw you the ball, you catch the ball, that's huge, especially on 3rd downs. All right, moving on, pick number 182. Now, we evaluated this guy in our previous draft, but our previous draft from Rigo's Rag had this guy drafted in the 3rd. I gave it a D in the 3rd. I'm going to move it up to a C here because it is better than drafting in the 3rd round, this dude. But just to reevaluate or reiterate, he played right tackle for Washington. He's very small below the waist, 6'5", 308 pounds. Combine shows quick, but the film showed different. He gets bullied a lot. He had to start getting help in the championship game against Michigan, where he was just getting destroyed there. He also had extremely high pads. I was not overly impressed with this dude. I'm giving it a C just because it's a 5th round pick, but I don't see this guy really making strides. Sorry, my screen went black all of a sudden. All right, last pick of the draft. We have our 7th rounder, free safety Trey Taylor out of the Air Force Academy. He's 6'1.5", 213 pounds. He made a ton of tackles last year, 74 tackles out of the free safety spot. That's a lot for that position. He moved all over the field. He could be down in the box. He could be a free safety. His speed wasn't great at the combine, 4.5, but it's respectable. He's an average athlete, you could say, but flexibility there. He also was a high character guy. He won the Jim Thorpe Award, so really high character dude. 7th round pick. I liked what I saw from him. He had 3 interceptions, including 1 pick 6. He seems to be a high character, smart football player, also a hustle guy, not afraid to get in there, makes tackles. 7th round pick. I gave this a B+. Position of need at free safety. And we have some strong safeties on our roster. Free safety is a question mark. 7th round pick, 7th round flyer. I think this guy has potential, and I really liked it. So B+ that I'm giving that final pick in the draft. And now my overall grade for this draft. It's a bit of an up and down draft, right? I loved the middle of it, hated the 1st round, then dropped off a little bit in the 5th round, and then had a really good pick in the 7th. Overall, I'm giving this draft a B-. Now, it's extremely important to hit on your 1st round picks. I am going to say that Drake Maye at least has a shot, right? He has a chance to be good at the next level. So if he can hit, I think this draft is phenomenal, even though I don't like the right tackle spot. But the tight end is great. The guard is great. The corner is great. Like, so many good picks in this draft. And if Drake Maye can prove me wrong and be huge, fantastic draft. So I gave it a B- because I do hate the 1st round. But if Drake Maye hits, this draft is an A+, right? Because if you hit your quarterback and you get all those other good talents, tons of picks walking away here. Favorite pick was obviously Ben Sinnott. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal, probably the best tight end in this draft, and I would love to get my hands on him. But those are my thoughts. You guys let me know what you guys think about this draft in the comments below, and also make sure to let me know of any other drafts you want me to evaluate and go through. I really like doing this because it's a way just for me to at least get familiar with some players, but also do it in a way that's kind of community driven, have fun with it, and, you know, create controversy or create conversation. You know, if Hogs Haven comes back, or if we do it to another YouTuber, maybe they come back and say, you're an idiot, and it can be fun. So, but all love, it's all good. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. And until next time, see ya!